Here we go.
Hello. Need a light?
Oh, you have one? Okay. Nope. Same thing. Same thing. There was one there. I don't know if you heard in the beginning when I first turned on the camera. It was right there. It was right there. I should have got some more of the language before I walked over there so you could hear more of it. I think I only caught a little bit of it. But yeah, that was it. And then I walked over by her, and as soon as I got over there, she fell silent. Kind of walked around, pretended I was looking in the window. I saw she had a cigarette, and well, you heard the rest. And gone. It was over. I was trying to be sneaky by putting the camera at my side. Like I thought I could fool them or something. It has to be the camera. They're aware of the recording device. They're aware of the recording device. I heard her like a block away screaming. And she was yelling, "Get out, get out, get out." And the gibberish type of yelling. I couldn't tell if there was any Latin going on there. Sometimes there is. But yeah, that was definitely 100% one. And that's why I started this up. And I started up, I put it at my side. As you can probably see from the lovely footage of the ground. And yeah, as soon as I walked back over there, just silence. And when I asked her if she needed a light, she was like, no, I got it. Like totally normal. This has been the situation with me now a couple years, I guess. I haven't talked to him in a couple years. And right now I'm going to meet a friend of mine, and he's staying locally in a hotel, who is the guy that all this kind of stuff started with for me in 2017. He was being kind of attacked by them through people. You know, he was getting monged really bad. People always coming around his house. They would kind of just, he'd be walking around in the neighborhood and they'd just kind of, you know, come in and sort of pick him up and make him move around with them. We'll talk about it when I'm there. But in those days, that was like what, 2017, the summer 2017. But yeah, you know what? It's been longer than 2 years because I haven't talked to one since before the pandemic. I had a few little run-ins, but no conversations. I have one on video where I filmed another woman, and over by Victoria's Secrets on Kuhio here, and she was in full, you know, it was right in there. And from a distance, I was filming her, and I'll put the thumbnail up, and I'll link in the description to where the video is so you can watch it. And when I got close to her, it's like her body just kind of relaxed, like her whole demeanor and stance just kind of relaxed, and she looked at me. She's like, "I think I ate something bad." And then she's really normal. Well, you can watch it. So for a long time, since this, you know, the lockdowns are over, people started coming back. I didn't have any experiences during really at the height of the COVID thing. Anyway, But they stopped talking to me when they used to talk to me all the time. You know, they're very chatty. They used to say the similar things. They're very obsessed with pigs, and I always thought they were talking about cops, you know, but they're not talking about cops. I think what this is has to do with their dislike of them from when Jesus put them into pigs. I don't know if that's what it has to do with that. I used to think they were calling me a pig, because they're like, pig, 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 whenever they'd see me. And they would always talk nicely to my friend, because they're always trying to lead him away. I don't know what his deal is. We'll talk about it a little bit. But he must have some kind of thing that that attracts them. And when we were together, hanging out, they would always come in the form of, you know, street people. So I thought it was just some weird thing with, I don't know. I didn't know what the hell it was. Because it seemed like they would say the same stuff every day, but except a different person saying it to me, with the same kind of, not actual voice, because they had the voices of the people, but the same stuff. And I remember saying to my friend, Craig, I'm like, I feel like they're having like a meeting at night or something where everybody gets like a script, and it's almost like, you know, those cop procedural shows where they meet the officers in the beginning of the day and they give them a brief about, all right, let's go out there and do that. It was like that. So they were just, they were haunting him, for lack of a better term, and they're having him do all kinds of weird stuff. Like he would go and, well, they'd have him get money for him, or do things for them. I remember one time when I still didn't know what was going on with these things, hanging at his house, and he'd brought some people in with them, more like 3 people. I thought he knew them. It turns out he didn't know them. And they, when they'd get around him, it was like they'd control him. And I'm sitting in his living room, and he's like, hey, I have to go with these guys to go to a scrap metal yard. I'm thinking, what are you talking about? For what? And they would chime in, and be like, I remember at one point, right, and we'll talk about this when I'm with them, one of them told him not to tell me what was going on. Now, of course, at the time, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, well, these guys are obviously friends, you know, because Craig at one point was like trying to explain what was going on with them, or where he was going with them, and the guy from the other room's like, no, you know, you can't tell him, Craig. It's not that I don't trust him, but you know. And I was like, that's really weird, you know. But there must be old friends of his, and this must be something important. That's like a criminal thing, you know. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck was up. Turns out later, after we talked about it, he didn't know them. He didn't remember any of that day. So to boilerplate this thing, there was something about him that was attracting them to him. And when they would come to him and I was there, they would try to separate us, basically by telling me to F off and trying to get him to go with them. I don't know what that was all about. Now, after a while of this going on, I ruled out the idea that it was like a street person kind of group that was, I don't know, that was just following him around or something, like not like a targeted individual thing, but I didn't know what it was. And then I started thinking about, is this some kind of black magic thing? Only because of some weird stuff that him and I saw together with one of them, which made me start thinking it was black magic. And then eventually I came around to realizing, oh, these are demonic entities inside people. Really weird. And that's what started my whole journey in spirituality and stuff. I was already turning that way. I had some weird personal experiences when I got here, but I hadn't put it all together. And then once I knew what they were, or what I thought they were, him and I would run these scenarios when they'd approach us a lot differently with that in mind. And what happened was he moved out of the area, so we stopped really. I wasn't with him as much as I was at one point. And he moved up to the North Shore, and I don't know, he'd tell me a few things, but that happened, but he wasn't being monged by them and mind controlled like he was down here. I don't know. I still don't know to this day like what they were trying to achieve. There was something about him that was attractive to them, and they wanted to get him and like to have them follow them around and do stuff. It's weird. Like I said, well, I'm going to meet him now. We'll talk about it. He's staying down here in the area for a little while. Hotel. So I'm going to meet him there. And I'll do some videos up in the hotel. And we'll talk about some of this stuff. But yeah, so just now you saw an almost. But getting back to, yeah. Fucking, it takes so long to get to the point. I'm so sorry. Oh, wait a minute. Where am I going here? I gotta figure out exactly where I'm going. So I gotta get going. I'll be back though. We'll do some. I'll be talking to you from his place. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.